Welcome to It's Your Life, Just Get It Done Now, with hosts Joyce Wheeler and Krista Nelson, who will empower you to live a happy, healthy, natural life. You're listening to Wolf Spirit Radio.
Okay, you are live.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. This is Joyce Wheeler with It's Your Life, Just Get It Done Now. I am your host, and my co-host is Krista Nelson. Today is Friday, December 11th, and we did have some technical difficulties, but we appreciate you dealing with that while we had to deal with that. And our guest tonight is Nancy Andress. She is a Tuscan-based health and lifestyle writer, wellness blogger, and author of Colors of Joy, a woman's guide for self-discovery, balance, and bliss. The book features 12 vibrant color images and is a 12-week program that combines color energies with journal writing, reflective and interactive activities, affirmations, and fresh ideas about self-care. For the past 21 years, Nancy has researched, observed, and studied color energy and reported about how colors influence people's emotions and thinking. In addition, she has investigated the impact of specific colors have on home furnishing, business-related objects, clothing, food, and lifestyle choices. You look for Nancy at nancyandresswriter.com. I'm going to put that up. And I'm also going to put up the links so that you can check out her book and order that online. Okay, so Nancy, good evening. How are you doing?
Good evening, Joyce. I'm great. I'm so happy to be here tonight with you and Krista. And I want to tell you that I really enjoy your magazine, your blog, and visiting with you tonight.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Actually, didn't we meet through blogging?
That's.
Yep, we're back.
Oh, so I don't know what happened, but I was talking about GMOs. Interesting,
Oh.
isn't it?
Yeah, I see. I missed all that you were saying. The call got cut off. So I was saying, didn't we meet through blogging?
Yes, we did. And I was saying that it's a love of pure food that's not genetically modified, I think, that
Every
first,
time she starts talking,
sparked our interest in learning more about
something
each
doesn't want her
other.
to speak.
Oh,
Can you
wait,
hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. I didn't think I was on this call.
Yeah.
Oh, I see my name there.
Yeah, and now we're trying to get Joyce back and Nancy.
I see it happening.
Okay, I think Nancy's back. Maybe. Nancy, are you back?
Hello?
Yes,
There she
she's
is.
back.
I
Cut
am.
out again.
All right.
All right.
Maybe instead of saying GMO, we use another word.
Yeah.
All right.
We should
Yeah,
come
every
up
time
with
you
a
say that-
code word.
Every time you say that, Nancy, we cut out.
I see that. Anyway, I'd like to let you know that I offer information today for entertainment purposes only, and I'm not offering medical or therapeutic advice. If you have any concerns about your health, please consult with your health care provider.
So, Krista,
Yes.
you got a chance to look at the excerpt from Nancy's book?
I did. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, I was able to read a little bit of it too. It is interesting. So why don't you tell us what you read?
Well, Nancy,
Yes.
what I think is one of the most interesting aspects of your book is the way it's set up. I mean, it's actually a 12-week program, and I'm wondering, what led you to decide to develop the 12 weeks and even more importantly, allow the reader to start wherever they want to in the book?
That's a very interesting question. Thank you for asking it. This book was a labor of love for me, and it helped me grow as a woman, as a citizen of the world, as a person, and because I've researched and investigated colors for such a long time, there are many learnings, that I've developed. And I felt that other women can certainly be helped by the activities that I include in this program. And I know for me, it takes a while for me to change my attitudes and then change my behaviors. So I wanted the amount of time that it takes to, develop a new habit be at least 12 weeks long. Are you there? Oh.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. So.
Go on.
All right. And the reason that I didn't say that you have to do it in a certain order or, a chapter a day or a chapter a week or anything like that is we each learn at our own pace. And I know for myself, I really prefer to keep on checking in with myself, with my body, mind, and spirit, and decide what works for me each day. That's also why I have a place in each chapter to fill in the date and to check my mood, or the reader would check their mood. It says mood check on it.
Right.
And then go back after they're finished with the exercise to recheck their mood. So they become more conscious of how your mood can change just by the colors you're thinking about or reflecting about or visualizing, and what kind of activity you're doing and what kind of insights you're learning and how you're growing. I know for me that I've become much more in tune with the mind-body connection by working this book. And I'm more able to change my attitude and change my actions just by being more aware of me.
Well, Nancy, I think we should go ahead and just let people know that this book includes a color guide, illustrations, suggestions, has activities, as well as affirmations, and space for journaling.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of engagement and stimulation, and so the reader can jump in whatever sort of resonates with them. So if red, is a color that I'm drawn to, I could start in a section that might be color coded with red.
That's right.
Okay. That's right. I noticed that you say in your book that we sort of gravitate toward the color that we need, for our own personal healing. And if I understand, it might just be for that particular day.
That's also true.
Am I on the right path?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Good. So could you give us, just sort of elaborate on what one of the activities might be?
Well, how about if I just read one from the book?
Sure.
Okay.
Nan, can you please read one of the family ones, considering that this is the time of year when so many families gather together, please?
A family one?
Yes, please.
Let me see. All right. This is from chapter 7, and the chapter itself is called Release the Past and tame old fears. And the affirmation for the week is, I accept my family and heal my past. Now, I know this is a big issue for some people. Holiday time is wrought with stress, and it's a time that may be wrought with conflict and people trying to please everyone, which is sort of an impossibility. And I'll read the activity for Monday of that week. It says Monday, and for the date that you work this page, and a mood check. And I feel upbeat today, so I would put upbeat in there. And this is what it says. Accepting what is real does not necessarily mean liking it. Today, cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Give thanks to your parents for the gift of life. What traits or skills do you possess that spring from experiences interacting with your family of origin? Write about this topic now.
I love that because I'm actually writing an article right now on gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is a time of year that, you know, I really think that a lot of people focus more on gratitude. And I think it needs to be a daily thing. I think we need to be grateful every single day and show an attitude of gratitude. Nancy, I'm curious, what got you passionate about colors?
Well, I think I've loved colors probably since I was born. But the first, really memorable thing that I could remember about colors is in our garden. Even, as a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old, I was fascinated with the flowers in our garden. But, I'm a very sensory person. So the, colors, the smell, the touch, the experience of being with flowers really made me feel overjoyed. And then in kindergarten, I remember standing at the easel, and that's all I wanted to do, just paint. So I mix the colors and see what happened when the paint dripped down the page, and, even smell what the colors smelled like, because I was exploring and getting to know about colors. So yes, they fascinated me since early on. And I think in a way, color was a sanctuary for me too. During my childhood, I had some traumatic experiences, and coloring and drawing and painting were sort of an escape for me in a way. So it's been a place where I could just regroup and heal myself also. Colors have brought me much joy, and it's interesting. I love to wear bright colors, but there are times that I gravitate towards the soft colors. So what Krista was mentioning before holds true for me too. I think my body knows what colors it needs. And I think, your listeners, if they're still enough to pay attention, probably can find what colors they need for that day. But my book does offer tips about ways to do that. And I also have a color blog, which you can find at my website. It's www.nancyandres, that's NANCYANDRES, Writer, WRITER.com. And there's many, many blogs about colors and understanding them better. So yes, I've always had a passion for colors.
When did you realize that they affected the way you felt?
I think I learned it in stages. I knew, like from childhood, that I felt happy, when I looked at colors or I was painting or drawing or, I liked to dress my dolls up in colorful clothes, stuff like that. So it brought me joy. I knew that. I don't think I really understood how soothing colors, could be until I was old enough to, analyze a little bit more what was happening. But colors really are, in a way, magical because they bypass reason and connect to people on a cellular level. So things you may not understand, mentally, you may be able to integrate just by your vision.
I know that you mentioned, Nancy, that color is a nonverbal communication.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wonder, does the impact of color or the way we use color to communicate, are there some universal things that are in common? Is it global, or does it change based on culture, geography or religion even, or race? Do we all are there some universal commonalities in how we all sort of relate to green, or does it change based on a whole lot, a variety of different factors, maybe even age?
Yes. Well, this can be a complicated question. Yes is the short answer.
Okay.
The longer one is that everyone, first of all, sees colors differently.
Okay.
The actual vision. So what I might think, let's say Kelly green, may appear to be a light green to you or a dark green or whatever. That has to do with the eye, and your vision perception. Some people are colorblind, so they naturally do not see colors the same way as someone who isn't. As far as, I'll talk about the last thing you said, age.
Yeah.
There are no, set answers, but there are certain patterns that a lot of people in one culture attach certain emotional and definitions, let's say, to what a color means. Let me give for instance. For instance, a lot of times you see older people in black or brown or gray or, colors like that.
Yeah.
Now, this is not as prevalent as it used to be because even really, really old people are, sort of going out of the mold and being daring and wearing colors they like rather than sedate colors, that I just mentioned.
Right.
Most children in our culture like bright colors, like yellow, red, orange, bright blue, those colors.
Right.
But there are, young adults, there are middle-aged people, there are seniors that like those colors too. Mm-hmm. So there are certain connotations that go with specific colors, and I've observed that, especially in advertising, when you use these colors, it's trying to appeal to a specific category of either website visitor or book reader or, place that you're trying to draw people in.
Yeah, I can see how, color would be used to attract a certain mindset perhaps, or attitude or emotion, which is what you're teaching us about tonight, about the connection between color and how we feel, and how we can alter our feeling when we pay attention to this and pay attention to the colors we can choose, which is empowering.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's it's very interesting. On the one hand, there may be the new fashion trend is, whatever the designers say, now we should all be wearing, powder blue. Powder blue is the new color for spring. And then I guess, we're surrounded by these influences, and then we come upon a book like yours, which helps us find our own way with color. To
if you're
alter
just
our
joining
mood.
us right now, we are speaking with Nancy Andrus. She's a health and lifestyle writer, wellness blogger, and author of Colors of Joy, a woman's guide for self-discovery, balance, and bliss. Nancy, how did you come to write your book?
It was quite a long process. My dad had died, and my daughter was experiencing her pain, and I was experiencing my pain, as was the rest of our family. And she just couldn't deal with one-on-one, speaking to me. And so we had an estrangement. And that sort of increased the amount of pain I was feeling. And I didn't know how to deal with so much pain. At another point in my life, I had gone for therapy. But I was feeling that I felt so upset that I couldn't even express it to a therapist. And I started to journal about it, which has always been a wonderful self-care tool for me. And believe it or not, most of the things that I included in my book were first revealed in my journal writing at that time.
Interesting.
Yes, and I knew that these things helped me because when I did get in touch with what actually was going on, which wasn't about my daughter, which wasn't about my father, which was all about me and feeling abandoned and feeling unheard and feeling that I couldn't take care of myself, I, got in touch with those feelings, and I was able to know how to help myself. And then after that, when I helped myself, I was able to express what I needed to my daughter. So it's a very personal way that I came to write the journal. But afterwards, I started to get the idea, well, maybe I should put this in another format so that others could be helped with some of these same tools. And I started to write the journal, and I, completed it, and then I didn't know what to do with it. So what I did is I copywrote it, and I started to send it to conventional publishers. And I think I submitted my proposal to at least 75 publishers. And at the time, no one was interested.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes. So I got a little bit discouraged, and this was in 2002, and I put it aside for a while, and I continued. Go ahead. Hello?
We can hear you, Nancy.
Oh, okay. I put it aside, and I continued writing my health and lifestyle articles, and focused on, that part of my writing. And then in 2011, around 2011, I felt this urging, to look at this project again. My body was really calling me to revisit it. And so I picked up the book again, and I have a few writer organizations that I belong to, and I started to get more active in them at that point. And I heard a lot of authors say that they think that it's a more direct way to get your book on the market to self-publish. And I heard one person after the other person after the other person, saying that same thing. And so I was, really guided in a very direct way to self-publish my book. But I didn't know anything about self-publishing. So I was on a new journey, which was very exciting and sometimes a little bit frustrating. But I had this passion to spread the word about color and to help other women, learn and grow and thrive. And my dream is a reality. I mean, every time I look at the book, I get a thrill. So, yes, that's how it came to being.
Nancy, didn't you start your own publishing company due to your experience with the self-publishing?
Yes, that's what I did. I formed a publishing company, which is called Align, A-L-I-G-N, Publishing Company, with the intention of publishing my book and other books that help one explore the mind-body-spirit connection. And Colors of Joy is my first book that I published myself. And it's available at Amazon.com. It's also available through my website and select shops and stores that are listed on my website. Incidentally, I'll hope you support independent bookstores, because if you want independence to survive, they need our support. So, that's why I've tried to connect with as many independent bookstores as possible.
So if somebody has a self-help book, they can go to you to publish it?
I would have to know what the project is and, that it would be compatible with my beliefs, of course, and with the mission of Align Publishing. So they certainly can contact me via email, which is nancyandresswriter@gmail.com. And my email is also listed on my website. Or
go on.
Or there's an email on both of my blogs. I'll answer both. One's a Color of Joy blog and one's Oh Blogger Newbie, which doesn't mean that I'm a new blogger. It just means that I try to see each day with wonder, like I'm coming to whatever I see with a new view.
I like that. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
So talk about how you came to be a health and lifestyle writer and a wellness blogger and why you do it.
Okay. There's no short answer to this either. I've evolved and grown over the years. I have a permanent teaching certificate. At one time, I was a nutritional gourmet food teacher.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. You never told me that.
I have done merchandising and marketing for Cozy Shack Pudding Company. I have been a cook, a professional cook.
Really?
Yes, at a gourmet food shop.
How many times have we talked and you've never told me this stuff?
Well, I listed at Amazon.com, I think, part of that anyway. And I like to be challenged, and I like to be excited about the work that I've done. And I really haven't picked my careers based on how much money I can make, but just something that I'm interested in and want to learn about. And thankfully, I've been able to survive financially doing that. So I'm so grateful, like you say, that I've always been able to do stuff that I love. And I think the health and lifestyle writing first began as a germ in my mind, like a seed, about 30 years ago. No, it's longer than that. 35 years ago, when I decided to become a vegetarian, because I knew I felt better when I ate that way, and when I had a eating plan that was loaded with vegetables and fruits and legumes and beans, rice and, all vegetables. And I felt more energy. I felt healthier. I was more active. I felt vital and alive. And I wanted to learn more. So that's what, I've always been interested in communication and writing and the creativity of doing that. And it sort of gave me a focus for zeroing in on how I could first, improve my health and the health of my family, and second, how I could share that information with others.
That's really interesting that you say that, because that's a lot how I got started with writing about and teaching other people about natural living, was because it was something I was curious about. I wanted to know about it. And then when I started learning things, I wanted to share it with other people. You know, I found this out. You know, we don't have to be taking prescription drugs. We don't need to be dependent upon doctors to do everything for us. Doctors have their place in our society, yes, but we don't need to depend upon them for everything. So I understand your mindset, Nancy, because I'm a lot like that too, where it's like what I'm passionate about is what I dive into.
Well, I think I sense that, Joyce, from speaking with you and also from reading your blogs. And maybe like you and I gravitated towards each other because we have so much in common in this respect.
Right.
Yeah. So,
well, not only that, but we seem to be on the same frequency. I got your email this morning, and I was like, I was just about to email you.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And here you were emailing me. So then, talk about your blog. How long have you been blogging?
Blogger Newbie has been online since '09. And Colors of Joy, I think it started in 2014, but it might have been 2014, I think. So, several years now, you know, for my Blogger Newbie. And I write articles about health, food, recipes, wellness, the environment, stress reduction, living in the moment, travel, relationships, anything, you know, that's been on my mind or in my heart. I try to, you know, have some kind of personal interest in there of why I'm writing the blog. And also I want to write it to help others, you know, feel more relaxed or less stress or learn something new too. So, you know, basically to help others explore, you know, whatever the topic is.
Krista, you have any questions for Nancy? Krista, are you still there?
I am. I just, you know, I had gotten cut off earlier, so I thought I'd wait before I started to speak again.
Okay.
I wanted to sort of go back to the book, Nancy, and some of that, just sort of investigate some of the things you've got going on in there. The colors in your color guide. You know, I know that some people study the chakras and their colors associated with the chakras, and their colors associated with feng shui. Does your color guide kind of sort of dovetail with what those disciplines speak to regarding color, or they all sort of complement each other?
Yes, I'm a big feng shui fan, if you could call it that. And I also study the chakra energies.
Okay.
And I didn't want my book to be like too complicated. I wanted to keep it simple. So, you know, even a newcomer to color energy, to meditation, to healing arts, you know, could understand it easily, because I didn't want to create more stress for anyone. Although it does not mean that someone who is very in tune to color can't get a lot from my book, because each page, let's say each chapter has color-coded activities. Like on chapter 2, it's called Revise My Thinking and Evolve and Grow. And the colors that I chose for that chapter are pink, green, and yellow. And those 3 colors do balance each other, and they create a certain effect that I wanted, to express during those, color days.
Yeah, well, it's working. I mean, when you talk about not wanting to intimidate the reader, I see that it's everything sort of stated in easy to grasp. It's not very heavy on the science.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's approachable and easy to work with. How about the color-coded visualizations? How do those work?
Well, would you like me to do one with you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That'd be great.
All right, we'll try this. I've never done it, just on a podcast. I've been able to look at the people, that I'm doing the color visualization with, but this will be fine, okay?
All right, we have 10 minutes until we break.
Okay, so this is called, this I call my color cloud visualization. So we're going to go on a color adventure.
Yay.
To some, the term visualization may be familiar. To others, it may be a first. With your eyes open, picture a color in the space between your eyes. There is no right or wrong color. So envision whatever comes into your mind. If you feel unsure about which color to pick, select the first color that you think of. If you want to imagine a color and can't think of one, I'll just suggest a few colors for you. Orange can help you release trapped energy, and it heals emotions. Red is an energizer for the heart. Pink is for unconditional love. Green healing is for most physical or emotional ill-ease. Violet for transformation. Yellow heals the digestive tract and infuses joy into life. So if you have stomach upsetment or something like this, but we're not giving medical advice here, just information. Blue is calming, relaxing, and helps with fears. Turquoise enhances immune system. So now close your eyes or keep them open. Set an intention to feel compassion for yourself. Imagine yourself on a billowy cloud that's filled with your color. Breathe deeply as you envision yourself climbing around on that cloud. You're light as air and able to float around inside. Think of yourself as weightless and playful. If this idea doesn't work for you, imagine something that does. Then imagine your color cloud as a helper. From your cloud vantage point, it gives you a hidden ability. You and your special color have the power to travel into your body, mind, or spirit. Find that place that yearns to feel greater self-confidence, peace, happiness, stillness, or healing. Perhaps your head or shoulders are aching. Maybe your heart needs comforting or love. Perhaps your stomach is in a knot, filled with anxiety or agitation. Embrace that part of yourself that needs your care. Be a witness to your thoughts, body sensations, and attitude without judgment. When we focus on goodness, it multiplies. When we feel stress, breathe to release it. Sit quietly and breathe in light and love. Breathe out tension and unease. When you are ready, travel back to your room and open your eyes to the present moment.
That was nice. That was really very interesting.
It's very relaxing.
It was relaxing. So you have done this face-to-face with people, you're saying?
I have. I give workshops and seminars and will speak to groups. And I've also, privately spoken to people like on Skype or over the phone. So I would do a consultation. And there's also information about the services that I offer on my website, my, paid for hire work. So, yes, that's another thing. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yes, we want to know more. And if we wanted to know about your calendar of appearances, would that also be listed where we find your blogs?
That's usually, it's best to look at my website to get all that information.
Okay.
Because I don't specifically list my appearances on my blogs unless it's something to do with that particular blog.
Okay.
So, yeah, the website.
Well, Nancy, if Joyce and I told you what colors we were envisioning between the space between our eyes, would it reveal something about us? Or is it something that we then keep to ourselves?
Well,
our secret colors?
It depends on you. How comfortable you are being, opening to that. Because it may, just you talking and sharing may give you some insight about yourself, your personality, your color preference, your state of mind. Like you mentioned before, and I think I mentioned too, colors fluctuate, and those you need one day may not be colors you need another day. So it doesn't determine who you are by, you envisioning a color one day.
Right. It's just for that moment. Right. Well, maybe after the break, maybe Joyce and I will reveal the colors that we were envisioning and what we were seeing while we were crawling around on that cloud.
Oh, that would be so exciting.
What do you say, Joyce?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm totally up for it. So we have a couple more minutes and we come back from the break. We'll go ahead and do that. And for those of you just joining us, we are speaking with Nancy Andress, and she is a health and lifestyle writer, also wellness blogger, and author of Colors of Joy, A Woman's Guide for Self-Discovery, Balance, and Bliss. So I guess, Colleen, we'll cut to break right now, and we look forward to coming back and talking some more with Nancy.
Hello, this is Nancy again.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi.
Hello, Nancy.
Hi. Hi, Joyce. Now, you both have piqued my interest. I'd really love to know what color you visualized and how you felt during our visualization, our cloud color visualization.
Krista, you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. I was a little bit confused when you said the space between your eyes, because I was doing it with my eyes open. So I just went with that place between the two eyebrows, I guess, where, you'd have the third eye. I just kind of focused on that space. And I just sort of saw a pale pink strip. And so there, my cloud was like a bubblegum pink, sort of like a little bit paler than bubblegum maybe. Big cloud, and I was climbing around on it, and I just saw like a full animation where the cloud burst, and I was sort of, falling toward Earth, and a big pink parachute opened up in the same color. And I had this sense that I could use my pink parachute, whenever I want to, whenever I feel that I'm falling toward Earth. So it was an uplifting, kind of fun kind of feeling. I played around with it.
Did you want to bite that cloud and eat it?
Yeah, right. I think that's why it burst. I probably was being a little too playful. Burst my own bubble.
That is so interesting. Yes. And like you said, our visualizations do mean something, but I think what is most important is what it means to you. Now, I did say before that pink is the color of unconditional love. And I know I wear a pink quartz on days where I feel I need to nurture myself. And, I don't know what, has transpired today. But do you think that you need unconditional love today?
Yeah, I probably need that every day. But yeah, I think that sort of fits. I think that's exactly what I was feeling would save me. Was that sort of unconditional, but more importantly, something that I could actually invoke at will. So maybe it's sort of, I put it out there, and then I can have it reflected back to me.
Excellent, and very empowering.
Yeah. It was fun. Thank you, Nancy.
You're
it was
welcome.
really a lot of fun.
You're welcome. And Joyce?
My color was a pale blue, which I thought was really appropriate when the cloud scenario came up. And unlike Krista with her bubblegum, mine was very bouncy, kind of like a trampoline. I was really enjoying jumping on it and tumbling on it. It was a lot of fun. I had a very fun cloud.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, I remember hearing you say that you felt very relaxed and calm afterwards. Is that true, Joyce?
Yes.
Because blue is traditionally a very calming, relaxing color. And in fact, it could help with fear, calm fears or anxiety.
Does the shade matter? Does it matter what shade of blue?
It does, but those things are, based on your conditioning and past experience and different memories that you may have about blue. Like you said that when you thought of a cloud, you thought of blue.
Right.
Because when I think of a cloud, I think of white or gray or, so that's, a difference that we see. when I think of blue, I think of the sky, a clear blue sky like we have here in Tucson. I think of blue water, but I don't necessarily associate clouds with blue.
Maybe it comes from like watching cartoons or like seeing different images in books or something. There's always like this light blue hue around the cloud.
I see. Yeah.
So that was and when you're talking about how we perceive colors, like baby blue, a light blue used to be was my favorite color when I was growing up. Mm-hmm. And I had a ring that was kind of big on me, and I had gotten some baby blue. What do they call that? Angora. I had baby blue Angora that I wrapped around the ring so it would fit tighter. Oh. And I was just always attracted to it. And it's funny that you talk about the color blue being relaxing, because I remember wrapping this around the ring, and I remember feeling very relaxed and very calm while I was doing it.
Well, it's interesting. If you wear blue pajamas or you have like blue accent colors in your bedroom, it can help you, sleep better. So, colors work even in decor or, what you wear or even the food you eat. Let's say you've had a stressful day. You might choose to have blueberries, for dessert. So
that's real. I'm sure a lot of people are not associating the colors of the foods, the choices that they make. I mean, maybe sometimes we're thinking about having a variety of colors is associated with a healthful dish. Mm-hmm. But I know, I would be willing to bet that most people aren't thinking about, I'll have some orange carrots because of how orange will resonate with me. I mean, it's like it's happening, but we're not aware of it.
Right.
We're not aware of the impact that color is having on us, or why we might be choosing and selecting a certain food based on its color.
That is so true. And that's a little bit about what I mean about colors working with you at the cellular level. Your body may crave a certain colored food because it needs that nutrient or that mineral or that vitamin, or that protein or that, carb or whatever it needs. And you may not consciously be aware of it, but subconsciously your body is.
Now that's really interesting, because when I go into the produce section at the store, I'm always attracted to the green leafy vegetables or even green peppers. So what does the color green represent? What does it do for us?
Well, for the most part, that's what I'm prefacing this by. And some people, can't stand the color green, but it means refreshing, it means nourishing, it means renewal, it means growth. Like if you look at a green field, it's relaxing. If you have a green computer screen, the screensaver, it relaxes your eyes. Leafy greens, the darker the green, the more nourishing and nutrient rich it is. And that research has, proven to be right. It's not only a beautiful color, but it's nutrient dense. So you must need more energy, or you must be, lacking that for the day. So pay attention.
That's really interesting, because I never thought about being attracted to different color foods was because I needed it, or, even you were talking earlier about the clothes that we wear and the colors we choose. And there's a lot of times I just choose my clothes because, like I did today, I went, well, this is comfortable, so I'm wearing this. So do you think subconsciously I was actually thinking about the colors and maybe didn't realize it?
It's possible. I don't really know. I wasn't there.
And you were talking too about the colors we're attracted to. For me, and I'd be interested to hear what you have to say about this. I'm attracted to a lot of neutral colors, a lot of earthy colors.
Right.
Like light beige. I like light beige, light brown, light colors that are earthy.
Okay. Well, this is just a fast take. I really suggest you get my book because it goes into much more detail. But people who like those colors or want to surround themselves with colors either feel grounded or want to feel grounded. The earth, one centered, whole, peaceful, calm, and planted on the earth. I didn't hear what was going on. There was a big pause, so I'm not sure whether I was connected or lost you.
I'm right here. I think maybe we were all just thinking about that for a moment.
Oh, okay.
I'll agree with Krista. We were thinking about that for a moment. I wanted to go back to the color blue because what you said, Nancy, about why I choose these colors resonates with me. When I think about blue, you had mentioned water, and it was like the water I see, it's either brown or it's green. So I don't necessarily associate blue with water, but I am very attracted to water. I'm very attracted. I love being by a big body of water. I love fishing. And people are like, why do you like fishing? That's so boring. But no, I find it very relaxing and very calming to just be sitting by that body of water, hear the water lapping up on the shore, and just sit there and watch the bobber.
Something's just really, I think I'm putting some of the pieces together here. In your book, Nancy, there's Kay Lesh, PhD, you're the therapist, who comments very, quite eloquently in your book. And if I can quote from her a little bit, she says that Colors of Joy is planned to help you find ways to rise above some of the old messages and habits that may be holding you back. Its gentle, caring tone encourages increased self-awareness, compassion, and appreciation. And I'm thinking, I was listening to Joyce talking about blue, and I think that we're all sort of, we would have a tendency to come to someone like you and say, oh, I'm thinking about, peach. What does this mean about me? And yet your book is saying, ask yourself, what this means about you, that we can actually go within and find the answers and kind of break through, oh my gosh, I was always dressed in peach on Sundays, and maybe, just some sort of like self-reflection and seeing, how these colors make us feel and what other colors can help us feel the way maybe we desire to feel. It's really like a, self-help, self-development.
What's really interesting is that one of the comments in the chat when we were talking about colors, Vanessa made a comment. She said that she used to love to wear black, but the others switching the chat. She said, I used to love black, but went into earth tones because they matched my dog's hair. I find that very interesting. What do you make out of that, Nancy?
I think that's so cute. That's what I make of it.
Yeah, she likes it, the color of her dog's hair, clearly. Well, but going into this notion of black, I mean, it seems like there was a whole generation, at least like in the 80s, when, black was the color, right? Women had, like, every outfit was black. And I'm wondering, what do we say sometimes as a generation, or, what are we expressing with this nonverbal communication? And then my mind also goes to women in other countries, women who wear burqas, and there's like a whole diversity of black tones, and intricacies within the black burqa. But I wonder, generally speaking, what's being communicated there with the big color blocking like that? I mean, these are questions I'm raising, not necessarily for answers, but, for comments and just to provoke other thoughts about color, something that we may sometimes take for granted.
I hear you, Krista, and I know what you're talking about. I was sharing with Joyce before the podcast about how colors are interpreted by different cultures and by different age groups, and also I think the different sexes, like male or female, experience colors in slightly different ways. And for the most part, in our culture anyway, black is a color for mourning, for older people that, black and brown and the darker colors. For people who want to stay under the radar, not really step out. There was a time that you were mentioning where black was a super sophisticated color to wear, a hip thing, I think they used to call it. And,
right.
And it meant, you had a lot of class or, finesse or whatever.
Yeah.
So depending on what's popular, what's, in fashion, what's hot, what's on social media, nowadays it changes so quick that it's really hard to say what it all means. That's why it's good to focus on how you feel, what you think, what makes you feel good, or helps you create that atmosphere, that you're looking for, rather than what people are doing outside yourself.
Yeah, I think that's really very profound. Yeah, instead of looking externally and following the crowd or following the trend, or wondering why you're not happy with the trend. Mm-hmm. Going within and sort of exploring how you feel and what colors mean for you. Your book also has affirmations?
That's correct. Do you know what an affirmation is?
Well, I did read a part of your book, so
okay.
I know how it's defined in your book. Well, a declaration that confirms something that's already true, right? And
that's right.
The idea is to repeat it, to reinforce it, and to increase its power. And maybe I don't know, maybe I didn't say that as eloquently as you do, but and I do think it might be worth exploring, because some people think that affirmations are just somebody else's words in your mouth, and it's hard to get really get a close feeling about like what these words mean. So how do you use affirmations, and how do you define them?
I use affirmations the way that you described.
Okay.
I use my own affirmations. I create them. I think of something that I want to change. And I think of saying this thing as a statement that's really true. And I, try to not use I don't this or I don't that, but use I am.
Could you give us an example
Sure. I know, accept, and cherish myself just as I am. And I say this on days that I'm doubting myself, that I'm judging myself, that I'm trying to please others before I please myself, and I'm down on myself. So I say I know, accept, and cherish myself just as I am. And if I don't believe it the first time, I say it again. And if I don't believe myself the second time,
you say it again?
I say it again until I do.
Yeah.
You know, I connect with that higher wisdom that I feel we all have. There is a place inside us that is unconditional love. And saying those affirmations help me connect to that place inside.
That's really nice. That was really something. It helps you connect. Yeah.
We've got about a half hour left, and there's other things that I want to make sure you touch on before we go. So, one thing that you use colors for is for health. So, what kind of colors are beneficial for our health, and in what ways are they beneficial? Could you talk about that, please?
Sure. Well, especially during the holiday season and times of, first we're thinking of upheaval, but I don't want to say that. In times of change, blues and greens really help calm nerves, reduce tension, as you were talking before, even ground you, because if you can envision a broad expanse of sky or sea, it has a way of calming your emotions and also helping you breathe deeply, which is a great advantage to promoting wellness and health. If you have shallow breathing, it creates anxiety and your body becomes tense, and tension and stress create ill ease and can lead eventually to disease. So research shows that colors help us assimilate, our mind, body, and spirit. Integrate, mind, body, and spirit. So those colors you pick in your wardrobe, at the office, or throughout the day do influence us emotionally, psychologically, and even physically. So instead of maybe mindlessly just, selecting your outfit for the day, if you check more in with yourself beforehand and, try to think of a color that could be your guide for the day, that might help you, feel better. And when you feel better, you behave better and you accomplish more, or you relax more, that's your purpose of the day, or you feel invigorated, or, whatever. So that's one way, like colors can help either calm, soothe, stimulate, or encourage you to grow. Another color, that I mentioned would tame stress, is green. And, green invites harmonious feelings that can diffuse anxiety. Because green reminds us of nature, living things, growth, and new beginnings. If you surround yourself with green plants to decorate your home or office, it doesn't have to be a lot of green, but some green, or enjoy pea soup or a green salad for lunch, or post green accents on your website, it sends the message that you are thriving, both to you and the people who visit your website, because green is also the color of wealth and abundance. So, that's sort of, some of the ways that green and blue can help.
That's really interesting about the green because, we're encouraged to get out in nature and to surround ourselves with the earth. So I was just, when you were talking about that, I was just like, that makes so much sense for, to be surrounded with green. And not only that, but around this time of year, people surround themselves with more green. They have Christmas trees, they have wreaths, they have swags in their house. So they really, so I'm wondering, I was thinking too, my mom used to love to just sit by the Christmas tree with all the lights off, just the lights on the Christmas tree, and just listen to music. And she would use that to relax.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, that is so true what you say about getting out in nature. Even a 5-minute break, like to stick your head outside and your whole body to follow for 5 minutes, can really refresh your spirit. So, I believe in the 20-20-20 plan. 20 minutes to work, 20 minutes to relax, and 20 minutes to work again. Because that's good for your body, that's good for your spirit, that's good for your mind, and that's good for your, mental energy. Unfortunately, I don't remember that all the time. I get carried away with work, but
Nancy,
I
are
do
you
the
saying,
best I can.
I just want to clarify, are you saying that it might be ideal to work for 20 minutes, take 20 minutes off, work for 20 minutes, 20 minutes off? Is that what you mean by the 20-20 plan?
Yeah.
So work for 20 minutes, take a walk in nature for 20 minutes, come back and work for 20 minutes.
Have a cup of tea or a apple, and whatever in between. Read a book for 20 minutes, something that's relaxing. You may find that this is totally energizing and revigorates you. So experiment a little and see what happens.
I like the 20, what's it called? The 20 plan?
20 plan.
I like that. You could do your whole next book on that.
I like that idea too, especially considering that, I don't do that, and that's something that I don't really do that. I really need to do. I keep telling myself, because I've been so busy working with business that my exercising has fallen to the wayside. Right. And I keep telling myself, at times, there's times when I need to take a break, and I do need to think about what I'm doing and what I need to do. And I keep telling myself, during that time, I really need to take that time to do some exercising. But I'm not, because I have so much more to do.
Discipline.
Yes.
Well, it's good you brought up that subject, because I didn't talk about exercise at all. Yeah. But it's such an important part of a healthy lifestyle. And colors can help you in that area too.
Ooh, are you saying like what colors we wear to work out in?
Yes.
Interesting.
The color red speeds up your metabolism.
Really?
Yes.
I'm going out to buy a bunch of red clothes tomorrow.
And so if you have a red warm-up suit or, even a red cap, that you wear to the gym or while you're on the treadmill, or even a red a picture of something in red, or even an apple, right by wherever you exercise, it will invigorate you and energize you.
I love this.
It's really funny. My dad's favorite color is red, and he's thin, so it must have helped his metabolism, huh?
I guess so. Also, orange has a similar effect. That's why they use red and orange in a lot of fast food places, because they want you eat quickly and leave. So there's the energy part and the speeding up the metabolism part.
Yeah.
But don't put red in your kitchen unless you want to gain weight.
Right. I've heard that. I heard that. And that's really something that I never heard about, the speed up part.
Wait, so how does that work? The red in the kitchen makes me...
You overeat. Overeat.
Yeah.
So, but as I say before, each color is individual. So it may not work like that for everyone. But that's, what the pattern really and the research has shown.
Right. I was told that's why, you look at the fast food restaurants and you look at their colors and their signs. There's red and there's yellow. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, they incorporate the red and yellow into their signs. I made a note of that, and I said I'm making sure that I eliminate red from my kitchen.
Any comments on the yellow, Nancy, with a lot of the fast food?
I am not sure why they put it in, because to me, yellow signifies happiness, joy in life. And that may be the reason.
Yeah, you'd be like, just a beacon. Come here, happiness, food.
Yeah,
right? Come in, eat.
So speaking of happiness, Krista,
yes.
Nancy, what about colors and happiness?
That's the most specific individual color choice of all, because different colors make different people happy. Right now, to me, the color purple, the color pink, and the color blue are all colors that make me happy. So I know that I feel joyful, I feel centered, I feel integrated, I feel peaceful when I combine those three colors. But it's different, for everyone. So what color, Joyce, do you think of when you think of happiness?
Oh, gosh, I never thought about that.
Ask a question, get a question.
Well, because of the fact my favorite color is purple, I would say purple. But at the same time, I don't think that I would never paint my walls purple. It doesn't belong there. I like to wear purple.
Mm-hmm.
I think purple is, I do enjoy wearing it, but I wouldn't put it anywhere on my house. I would accent with purple, like maybe some throw pillows with a hint of purple in there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. But yeah, purple's my color. It's just something about purple.
Purple.
I love purple.
Well,
Purple's awesome.
I love blues and greens, especially together. Mm-hmm. And I was really surprised that when we did the color creative visualization that I saw pink.
Uh-huh.
I just would have never guessed that for myself, and I was completely happy with it. I was totally into it. But I just didn't see that coming. I often choose green. Not that I wear a lot of green. People say I look good in orange, so sometimes I choose that. But I'm also a person who has a lot of black in their wardrobe. But I think it's because I think it looks slimming.
Exactly. I agree, Krista. I agree. I think that's why a lot of people wear black. It's because it is slimming. And when Nancy was talking about that, I had various images going through my mind about not just black, but like of darker colors. Like I remember when I was more in the business world, they were saying that, successful people, they were like brown, dark blue, and black. But at the same time, I also thought about the mafia and how.
Power. It's power, strength.
Yes.
Yeah. Strong colors. Right.
Yeah. So it's like a strong color. And, Nancy was talking about the sophisticated part of it. But for me, the darker colors like black is just like on days when I feel like I need to look a little bit thinner today. Let's find something that's black. This works.
Nancy, I have to ask you something, if I can. It really has to do with, it comes into play with women that I coach. Mm-hmm. With something that you said early on, maybe I misheard you, maybe I didn't. I think you said that as a child, you were interested in how the colors smelled.
Right.
You did say that. Okay, great. Because I really want to go back and pick up that stitch. Because I ask in that part of my coaching where I want women to really feel good about themselves and take care of themselves, I encourage them to commune with nature and to enjoy art and, a whole bunch of things. But, this color spectrum as part of, I don't really delve into color in nowhere near where you're going. So what I would be doing is recommending your book to them. Mm-hmm. So thank you for writing this book.
You are so welcome.
But one of the things I encourage them to do is to reflect on being mindful and to ask a report from all of their senses. What did you see? What did you smell? What did you touch, taste, etc.? Mm-hmm. And usually, what did they smell is a difficult one. And while they could report what they saw, they seem to have a hard time being in touch with what they smelled. And so if I could help them connect with the colors that they saw with the smell, that might really be helpful. So could you talk a little bit about the smell of colors?
I'll try. Yeah. I am personally super sensitive and in tune with my senses. Another sense that we didn't talk about is intuition.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, that is the place that I'm coming from. And as a child, I, thought that colors were so fascinating. I wanted to learn everything I could about them. So, a kid doesn't really think that much about what they're doing. They just go with their senses. So that's why I smell colors, to see whether there's differences. And there is actually differences in the, particularly paints. I'm super sensitive to aroma, and sometimes I have to leave a room because people are wearing perfume. It's like just not good for me. So, I don't really know how you help someone, have that more
sensitivity
in touch with their sense of smell.
Right. Because you've cultivated yours from a very early age.
Yes, I've done, mindfulness exercises.
Yeah.
Where you look at something and you keep it, like if it's something that you can hold in your hand, You hold it in your hand, you turn it over, you look at it in different lights, you touch it, you smell it, you taste it if it's something that's, I wouldn't taste paint because it could be poisonous.
Yeah.
But, do all that I can with my senses, to help me get to know this thing better.
So you were able to detect a difference in smell in the paints between, like, say, a blue paint and a red paint. There would be a difference in the smell?
Right.
Can you describe it for us? Like maybe...
It's been many years since I smelled paint.
It's really interesting because they all smell the same to me.
You're smelling paint, right, Joyce?
Yeah, it's paint. I didn't smell a difference in any of the colors. Nancy, you did?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I don't really remember because I haven't, smelled paint recently. Or for a long, long time, let's put it that way.
I was thinking that, the colors might remind us of smells, that's yes. The best that I could do. Like, what smell would you assign to it? Does a light blue have a citrus smell or a powdery smell?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a powdery versus sour, something like that.
Yeah. This is like somewhat related to how you choose like the foods that you like, your taste, your smell, your vision, even the texture of it when you touch the particular food, all give you signals about whether you want to eat this particular thing. And it's sort of, like what you're saying, in a way.
I think that's very interesting. The way that we associate color with various things.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I lost my train of thought.
Well, wouldn't it be really cool if the GMO...
Don't say that word.
Right. I'm sorry. If foods that were not good for us,
there you go.
Emanated a certain, color or smell that could help warn us about...
Well, there are, times that happens.
Right.
Like if something is rotten, it's going to smell bad.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not like a dead rat, but it's going to smell off. It's usually would look, wrong, like there could be mold on it, or it could have a color on it that's not appropriate for that thing. I guess if we are mindful enough, like of number one, when we bought a certain thing, whether we've kept it under refrigeration, whether it, the first bite tastes bad.
Yeah.
All that helps us.
Yeah.
Stay healthy.
Like green on yellow cheese, we know that's probably not good.
Right.
Probably not.
But wouldn't it be great if we could detect something in the corn that's been
But actually you can.
modified? You can?
You can. Once you start eating, and Nancy, testify
Yes.
for me here. Once you start eating organic food, and that's what your body's used to, when you eat something that's not organic, it doesn't taste like real food. Nancy, am I right?
Joyce? Nancy?
Did we lose somebody?
I shouldn't have brought it up.
That's weird because I'm not showing any internet disconnect or Skype disconnect or anything.
Joyce, Nancy.
Hello.
Now that's really something, because we got all this way and then I had to bring it up.
Yeah, that is weird because you know what? It's showing them both here. Is it showing them both on yours?
Yeah.
That's just really, really strange.
It is. I know.
Wow. Yeah, and I'm showing good connection on my end.
That is so bizarre.
Wow. Are you guys here? What's going on? You're typing to them, I assume?
Yeah, I see Joyce is in the chat room. I don't know where Nancy is.
Wow.
I don't know if she can, I don't know what to do.
I know.
I mean, that seems like to be a pretty clear sign right there.
Uh-huh. I mean, what, 3 times in one show you say it, boof, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah. It's like an instant code. Uh-oh.
Yeah, right, there it is. Switch it off.
Well, the only thing I know, and I hesitate to do this because we had such a trouble getting it up, I was going to suggest, So, Joyce, what's going on your end? I know that, let me see.
She's asking in the chat page, can you help?
Well, I can't help unless I know what's going on. I mean, is she, because this show she's on, I'll try disconnecting her and Nancy and try bringing them back in and see if that will work.
Okay. I'll let her know.
Joyce?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try hanging up with Nancy and calling her back too.
Okay. Let's just stick to colors.
Nancy, you back?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well that was just weird. It didn't show on my end either one of you having dropped or anything. We just stopped hearing you.
I'm so sorry. That was my fault. I shouldn't have brought it up.
No, I mean, you know what? We shouldn't be cut off. We're supposed to live in America. We're supposed to be the land of the free. We should have the freedom of speech that is talked about. You know, I mean, what the heck?
It was weird.
What did these people have to hide? I mean, their products are wonderful. They're so good. I'm going to stop. Let's get back to colors.
Okay.
Let's go where we're safe. We're almost out of time. Nancy, you talk about using journal writing, visualization, and affirmation with colors. Do you want to talk about that, please?
Yes. It really helps if when you're journaling, you're sort of, thinking of the color in the exercise in my book. And affirmations, as a color visualization that we did, also are very helpful. There are several visualizations in the book, and every chapter has its own affirmation, but we just touched on the affirmations and writing ones that are meaningful for you, not necessarily using someone else's affirmation, but just to get an idea of what they're like. That's why you read other people's affirmations. But if there's an area that you're trying to change, or if you're trying to gain more self-confidence or improve your attitude or grow or fulfill your dreams, then if you write an affirmation about, what you want to bring into reality, it really helps you focus on the positive and put energy in that direction rather than worrying about things you think you lack or don't have. Because we all have exactly what we need for this time in our lives. It's so important to believe that, and that's what I was trying to bring to my readers, that we all have what we need for this time in our life. It helps to be still, reflective, and use the self-care tools that are inside us. I mean, in our perfect state, we are wonderful, whole, joyous, and free. And that's how these tools like affirmations, journal writing, colors, and other, self-care activities can bring us back on track.
So, Nancy, you also do some speaking. If somebody wanted to hire you to speak, what could they expect to hear, and where can they go to contact you?
Okay. I cater my talks to the audience. So, if someone were to call me, I'd offer them a short, free consultation to discuss what their needs are and, what they want to gear it towards. And we would arrange a program that meets their needs. And I speak about various subjects. I speak about some of the subjects that I spoke about before that I cover on my blog. Health, wellness, a healthy lifestyle, color energies, affirmations, journal writing, how to be your best self ever, ideas for self-improvement, ideas for stress reduction, and various topics like that. And the best way to reach me is to do it through my website. That's www.nancyandresswriter, that's WRITER, nancyandresswriter.com. And there's all kinds of contact information there.
We all have exactly what we need for this time in our lives.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Colors of Joy, Nancy Andress. Really beautiful.
Yes. So, Nancy, we've got about 4 more minutes. Is there anything else you would like to share with our audience?
Yes, especially now that there is quite a bit of turmoil in the world. We need to have a peaceful heart and countenance, and I'd like everybody to pray for peace, peace in their heart, peace in their home, peace in their community, peace in their nation, and peace in the world.
I agree. And I think that's why meditation and even group meditation is so important, because we get that vibration out into the universe. Mm-hmm. That is real important to get out. And going back to what you talked about gratitude earlier, gratitude is one of the most important, well, not most important, well, it is important, but it's the most high vibrational frequency that we can send out into the universe. Gratitude and love.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two most powerful frequencies that we can send out. And unfortunately, those are the two that our society lacks the most.
Mm. Speaking of vibration, is sort of the goal, Nancy, to be able to harmonize all of the colors and sort of vibrate at some sort of level where you're using all of the benefits of the colors?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why we're all works in progress.
I know I am.
Yeah, me too.
That's really great.
So it's been a pleasure to be on this podcast with you. And I wish you and your listeners and really everyone who feels these vibrations to love, to be grateful, and to have peace.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for saying that, Nancy. And thank you for being with us. And I will post all Nancy's contact information up on the chat board. And be sure to check out the current It's Your Life magazine at itsyourlifemag.com. And also, if you want to go ahead and subscribe to the magazine, it's a free subscription. You can go to our updates page on itsyourlifemag.com, and you will be notified when new issues are released. Also, guests who are on our podcast when I am not too busy to send those out, like today I was. And I'm sorry about that, but, anyway. But, yeah, you go ahead and do that. And also, I'm been trying to include one unique article specifically for those who are on the subscription list that is not included in the magazine. And also outside of It's Your Life magazine, I have another business which is geared towards natural organic skin products. I have 5 products in that line. So if you're interested or you would like any samples of those, just send me an email at heavenlybodies7 at yahoo.com, and, I'll send you a message back, find out what you're interested in, get your address, and send out some samples. And Krista is my life coach, and if it wasn't for Krista, I wouldn't be here right now. Yay, Krista!
Well, I believe that there's a power in our words. Right? And in our written words, there's tremendous power. And through journaling, as Nancy, talked about journaling in her book, we can create the life of our dreams. We can push through obstacles. We can capture our heart's desires. Come to justgetitdonenow.com and get a free coaching session with me. And I introduce you to people like Nancy, who have wonderful, wonderful messages to share. Just get it done now. Books, speaking engagements, and coaching. JustGetItDoneNow.com.
Right, and and realize too that you can call Krista for a free consultation. Is that what we want to call it, Krista?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You can call her and just talk to her about what you want. She's very reasonable. She will work with you, and I'm just telling you from a personal perspective, again, I would not be where I am right now if it wasn't for Krista. Not because she's has magical powers, but because
the wizard.
But because she has magical listening powers. And
I do listen.
Yeah, she's an excellent listener, and she just listens to what I had to say and just kind of went, I think this is what you're saying you want. And she helped me to go ahead and realize my dreams, and I'm so thankful for her. Thank you, Krista, for being in my life. I love you.
I love you too. I love my work. Nancy, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us. That's what it's all about. This was a great show.
Yes, Nancy, thank you so much for being on, and I love you too, Nancy. You're awesome.
Thank you. I had so much fun, and this was, so great.
Well, thank you for being on.
Thank
and
you.
to all of our listeners, good night. Have a great evening and be safe.
Good night.
Namaste.
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 Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Great show.
Thank you.
You're listening to Wolf Spirit Radio.